need to be standing and sucking in, like actively, in order for the buttons not to go shooting across the room. Hey y'all, it's Megan. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new, welcome aboard. So today we are going to be talking about costuming, specifically Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom costuming. Since spring college programs are starting soon, or they may have already started at this point, some of the CPs are going to be curious about the costuming process, some like things that you should know about costuming that I definitely did not know when I started and really kind of wish I had. So I just kind of wanted to give a little bit of my information. Now granted, it's over a decade old. Excuse my heartburn. If you're a current Walt Disney World cast member and you have any information that is more up to date, please do always feel free to let us know in the comments. I don't want to be giving false information, but I just want to preface it. This is my experience. My first interaction or any kind of knowledge of Disney costuming, I had no idea. I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I was like, I don't know where the costumes are. I just figured that they were going to like hand me one or something, and that was just what I was going to have the entire time I was working there. No. Costuming is its own special facility, and there's a different costuming department for each park. Magic Kingdom's is kind of back behind Magic Kingdom. If you have driven down Reams Road and you know where Disney University is, it's right over there. That's, at least it was. I don't think it's moved, but I guess it could have. That's where it was. And I had no idea where it was. I left Disney University, I left Traditions, where they gave me, so there we are, yep, this was my actual paper from Traditions. There was my schedule for my training, and this is all the information I had. I had these two costume pictures on here, and I had no idea what this meant. And for some reason, I distinctly remember just completely ignoring this. I was just like, oh, I am wearing this costume. I didn't have a clue what this was, didn't know why it was here. Wasn't even paying attention to the fact that it said jungle on any of these things here. That was irrelevant, did not matter. I just saw this and I was like, oh, I'm working at the riverboat. Because I knew I was Adventureland Liberty Square, so I was like, oh, I'm working in the riverboat. That's just what I'm doing. So I leave Traditions and I'm like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. So I just followed the whole like big group of people that were walking to this big building with a green roof. You just walk into this warehouse and it is just as far as the eye can see, every costume from Disney, from Magic Kingdom. You're like, oh my gosh, I can touch a Haunted Mansion maid costume, and here is, you know, Frontierland, and here's the Space Mountain costumes. All of them, they're all right there, and you can just walk up and down the aisles and they're just there, and it was amazing. It was like going to Disney World for someone who liked fashion and clothes and stuff. I was like, this is amazing. This is the most wonderful thing that I've ever seen. So it was kind of overwhelming at first. You're like, I don't even know where to start. So I did have to go and ask someone. I literally just walked up to a cast member that worked there and I handed them the paper. Like, I'm the 19-year-old village idiot basically, and I was like, can you help me? What do I need? So she took me over to the area where these costumes were, and they're like, there's big signs, there's labels on all the aisles, so you can, once you know like what you're looking for, you can find it pretty easily. And then there's just rows after row after row of the different costume pieces. So you go in and you grab, you know, you grab the pants, you grab the jacket, you grab the shirt, and you can grab whatever size you need in all of these things. And then there's a whole section for like the accessories that go with those particular costumes. So for the pack costume, you had to grab a bow tie. We didn't have to wear it, but I got it anyway. And for like Jungle Cruise, you have to get your hat, and you have to get the leopard print sash for the hat, stuff like that. That's kind of the process for finding the clothes. It's like you go to the store and you're like, what section do I need? Oh, I need Jungle Cruise. Okay. And you go and you pick a costume off the rack. Now this is where I'm going to tell you about my experience. Sizing is not great. I'll just put it out there. It's not consistent. It's not accurate. So always, always, always try on the pieces. Even if you know without a shadow of a doubt what size you are, try them on. At least hold them up, reference them somehow. Because I went in, and just for reference, I was about 110 pounds, 5'2". I was a size 2. So I went in and I went to the pack costumes where she showed me, and I was like, okay, I'll grab this shirt, a small should be fine. I go to the pants and I was like, okay, size 2. And I picked them up and they looked about like they would fit her. That's about how big they were. Let me grab a 4 instead. 4 should fit, no problem. So I get the 4 and I was like, let me go try it on. So I went to the dressing room and I tried it on. Couldn't get the 4 past the tops of my thighs. I mean, it was like, you know, stops here. I was like, okay, not gonna work. Surely a 6 will fit. So I didn't even try the 6 on. I just grabbed it, took my shirt, took the pants, grabbed the bow tie, and I went to check out. The checkout is it was kind of like a self-checkout. You would have your ID, you would scan it, and then each piece of clothing had a barcode kind of sewn into it, and you would just scan that. You would just like kind of run it under the scanner. You didn't have to like be real accurate. It wasn't like when you're at the grocery store and you have to make sure that piece of broccoli is like really lined up exactly to scan it properly. You just kind of run it under there, and it would pick it up, and it would say, you know, it would show your name and all your information and show what items you had checked out and the quantity of each one. And then you would just, you know, click that you were done, and that would just make sure that everyone knows what pieces you have checked out to you, because you do have to return everything. So I got my pants, got my shirt, got my bow tie, had to buy shoes. You had to buy those on your own, so I did buy those. Those are some absolute treasures, those shoes. I still have them. Hang on. Look at those bad boys. A little dusty. Look at those. Yeah, those have seen some miles. I wore those for 6 straight months, and they still got wear in them. These indestructible, not cute, but very, very comfortable, actually. And they sell, what they did, they sell these like in costuming, so you could just go over there and buy them. Leave, go home. Don't try the clothes on, because why would I? Why would I do that? No. That 19-year-old Meaghan didn't like to prepare, apparently. So the next morning I wake up. It's time to go to my first day of training. I am so excited. I get the pants. And I get them on. But barely. Those pants were so tight. I could not breathe. That first day of training, we had to do some of the work on a computer, and we had to do, you know, like health and safety kind of test kind of stuff. And we had to sit down at the computers, and these were not sitting pants. I'm here to tell you, they were not sitting pants. I need to be standing and sucking in, like actively, in order for the buttons not to go shooting across the room like in a cartoon. All of this to say, try on the clothes. The sizes don't matter. It's like, whose line is it anyway? Everything's made up and the sizes don't matter. Make sure that you are checking the sizes. I ended up being an extra small shirt, which doesn't even seem like a thing, and a size 10 or 12 pant was usually what I would go with. So it doesn't matter what size you are coming into here. I had friends who were, you know, normally like a size 14, 16, and they were able to wear a 12. I had friends who were normally a size 0, and they were wearing a 6. It went both ways, depending on the location. There was no consistency in the sizing at all. So if you are someone who is sensitive about your sizing, first of all, you're beautiful. Stop that. Secondly, don't worry about it, because the sizes are not accurate. How you would return the clothes. You did have to bring them back, and you didn't have to wash them. You would just bring them back and return them, and then they would wash them, and you can go and get fresh ones. So I would usually check out 2 sets, you know, for my week, and I would wear everything, you know, wear it once, drop it off when I would be leaving, because like I mentioned, this is behind Disney. I'll see if I can find an aerial picture. The big building is costuming, and all of those parking spaces, that's West Clock. That's the Magic Kingdom parking area. So that's where I would park my car. So I had to like go buy costuming every single day when I would go to work or come home. So it was very easy to, if I, you know, brought clothes that I could change into, just drop costume off, grab a new one, head home with it. So you don't have to like wear it multiple times because it's hot in Florida. You get sweaty, and no, don't do that. So make sure you're swapping your costumes out. It's not a big deal. It's very easy to return them, and I think this is so funny. Remember I mentioned that they had barcodes in the clothes? You would just take it in, and there was like a big chute, and it was like return here. You would just toss the thing in there, and it would scan it as it went by. It would just be like, okay, yep, you've returned this, and it would pop up and show you what you had returned. Go grab your fresh ones, go to your self-checkout, tap, 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 on your way. I'm a millennial who doesn't want to talk to people at the checkout, so self-checkout is my jam. Just go in, grab your clothes, swipe card, swipe clothes, peace out. It was very quick, very easy. I hope it's still that way. I can't imagine that it would have gone backwards. I'm sure it's even more advanced now. So like I said, if you are a current cast member and you have any knowledge about costuming, maybe the sizes are better now. Maybe they are. I'd love to hear that. Please do let us know that information down below. And if you're a cast member at another park and you want to tell us, you know, something about your costuming location, where it is, you can feel free to let us know that down below. And just to clarify, the princesses and everyone, the entertainment cast members, their costumes were not there. So you couldn't just walk in and grab Belle's dress. That wasn't a thing that you could do. Belle kept her stuff in the utilidors underneath Magic Kingdom where the dressing rooms were. So the princesses had their special costumes other places. You couldn't just go and grab those. But everyone else's costumes, you could just go in the warehouse, oh magic, and check them all out. And you couldn't actually check them out. Like, don't go and take costumes that aren't for your assignment, that's bad. Although I did have a friend who went to the Animal Kingdom costuming, and he got one of the Kilimanjaro safari belts, checked it out, used it the entire time that they were there. No one ever noticed, or if they did, they didn't say anything. So don't do that. It's just a story, not a recommendation. I want to know, if you could work at any attraction based only on the costume, what would it be? Tell me your favorite Disney World attraction costumes down below. I want to see what everyone's answers are. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.